OpenAI just launched their Sora 2. Here's a real image of Sora 2 interface and OpenAI. If you could turn pure imagination into cinematic reality with nothing but your words, how would your life change? Imagine typing a sentence and watching it transform into a full, high-definition movie scene, complete with lifelike motion, sound, lighting, and emotion. That's not science fiction anymore. That's what Sora 2 from OpenAI delivers. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn how this tool can reshape your creativity, your business, and even your daily productivity. So don't skip ahead, because by the end, you all know exactly how to use it to make videos that look like they were shot by a professional film crew, without needing cameras, lights, or actors. This is one of those moments where early adopters get a head start on the next wave of digital creation. And if you understand it now, you'll be ahead of almost everyone else trying to catch up in the coming months. Sora 2 is the next-generation text-to-video model developed by OpenAI, designed to simulate realistic scenes from nothing more than a written prompt. When you describe a moment, say, a scientist adjusts a robotic arm under soft white lab lights, Sora 2 doesn't just imagine static images. It generates continuous motion that follows real-world physics shadows, reflections, and textures. It's built to understand how objects move through space, how light behaves across materials, and how the environment changes naturally. So what you see feels like a real video captured by a camera. Unlike earlier tools that focused only on visuals, Sora 2 also generates audio that syncs with the motion, footsteps match pace, doors creak when they open, and city backgrounds hum with distant traffic. It brings full sensory realism to digital storytelling. The technology behind it combines multiple innovations: deep generative diffusion models, large-scale multimodal training, and reinforcement learning for physical consistency. What that means in simple terms is that the model has been trained on vast amounts of real-world video, audio, and motion data, and has learned how reality behaves frame by frame. When you type a prompt, the system predicts not just the next image, but how that image will change over time according to natural laws. If you ask for a ball to roll off a table, it doesn't teleport. It falls, bounces, and settles like in real life. OpenAI's team of engineers and visual researchers, led by developers who previously worked on GPT-5's visual reasoning systems, built Sora 2 to understand the physics of the real world so what it creates feels genuine, not artificial. When you first open the Sora 2 interface, you'll notice a clean dashboard with a text field at the center, a visual style selector, and advanced controls for camera motion, lighting tone, and duration. This layout is designed to be simple enough for beginners but powerful enough for professionals. You type what you want to see. Maybe a man in a blue business suit giving a presentation with futuristic holograms floating behind him, and hit generate. Within seconds, Sora 2 begins rendering your vision. The loading sequence shows how it interprets the text, plans the motion path, and gradually fills in color and detail until the video becomes clear. You can watch the progress like watching a painter fill a blank canvas with life. The first 500 words of this script introduce the backbone of this tool, the technologies that make it possible. Sora 2 uses transformer-based diffusion, a method that allows the model to predict video frames with temporal coherence. It also integrates an audio synthesis module that creates synchronized sound effects, speech, and music that follow the rhythm and motion of the visuals. The core innovation lies in its physical simulation layer, a mathematical understanding of gravity, inertia, and light refraction, allowing it to make scenes behave like real film footage. Each generation includes a metadata layer embedding object permanence, so when an object leaves the frame and returns, it looks identical, not regenerated. The interface connects seamlessly with OpenAI's editing suite, letting users trim, layer, or expand videos without breaking realism. In professional terms, Sora 2 sits at the intersection of generative AI and visual physics simulation, bridging creativity and computational science. Now let's get practical. Here's how to use Sora 2 to your advantage and get the most benefit from it. When you gain access, currently through the Sora app or OpenAI Studio, you will first set up your workspace. Choose your aspect ratio depending on your platform: 16.9 for YouTube, 9:16 for vertical short-form videos, or 1.1 for social media posts. Once you select your canvas, start by writing a descriptive but concise prompt. A good prompt includes a subject, an environment, an action, and a mood. For example, a woman in a white lab coat examines a transparent tablet in a futuristic biotech lab lit by blue LED strips with soft ambient music playing. This kind of prompt gives Sora 2 enough information to produce a coherent and visually rich clip. After you type your prompt, choose the video length, currently up to 1 minute for general users, and the style mode. Realistic mode aims for natural textures, while cinematic mode gives you film-grade depth of field and color grading. You can also enable audio sync to automatically generate background sounds and optional voice narration based on your prompt text. Once you hit generate, the system processes the request in real time using OpenAI's distributed GPU clusters, which simulate physical interactions and light diffusion frame by frame. The rendering bar shows a dynamic preview, allowing you to stop or adjust before the final render completes. When your video is ready, you can refine it using the Edit panel. This is where the real creative control comes in. You can drag to change camera paths, adjust lighting warmth, slow down or speed up motion, or replace the background with another generated environment. Sora 2 doesn't rely on traditional keyframe editing. It understands your natural instructions. If you type, "Make the lighting softer," or "Add slow motion in the last 5 seconds," it interprets and applies those changes intelligently. For creators who need precision, you can switch to manual mode, where sliders let you control exposure, shutter speed, motion blur, and focal depth, just like in a real camera. Now let's talk about embedding real objects or people. Sora 2 allows you to upload a reference photo, maybe your own portrait, your product, or a branded item, and place it directly into the generated scene. The system uses facial alignment and object recognition to merge the uploaded element naturally, matching lighting, scale, and shadows so it doesn't look artificial. For example, if you upload a picture of your smartwatch and your prompt says, "A man checks his smartwatch under city lights," the generated person will wear your actual watch model, rendered photorealistically. This feature is one of the biggest advantages for businesses and influencers who want their real products featured in digital videos without filming. The benefits extend beyond visuals. Sora 2 can save thousands of dollars in production costs and weeks of editing time. Instead of hiring camera crews, lighting teams, and post-production editors, you can create marketing videos, product demos, or even full short films in hours. For educators, it's a way to visualize complex lessons, historical reenactments, scientific demonstrations, or safety training scenarios, without requiring physical setups. Small businesses can use it to make promo videos that look like Hollywood productions, while independent artists can tell stories that would otherwise need large budgets. To maximize results, understand that Sora 2 responds best to clarity. Avoid vague prompts. Describe what you want in sensory terms, colors, emotions, textures, lighting. Use phrases like "morning sunlight casting long shadows on a glass desk," or "gentle wind moving through wheat fields under a golden sky." The AI converts these into visual cues. If you want realism, mention real-world objects, brand names, camera types, or materials. For example, shot with a 50mm lens effect, using stainless steel surfaces, or inspired by Tesla's design aesthetic. These details anchor the model to realistic outputs. If you're using it for social media, combine short visual hooks with emotional storytelling. Sora 2 can generate powerful opening shots, a close-up of eyes, a drone-style pan over a city, a burst of sparks from a welding machine, all designed to capture attention in the first seconds. Remember, human brains respond to motion and light shifts, so leverage that. For entrepreneurs, start your videos with action, then overlay your message or product afterward. You can even instruct Sora 2 to leave space for text overlays or to generate background footage behind your voiceover. When it comes to exporting, the platform supports multiple resolutions, 1080p, 4K, and experimental 8K for cinematic output. You can export with or without watermarks, and metadata is automatically embedded to verify authenticity, a safety feature OpenAI added to prevent misuse. Files are optimized for editing in software like Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, letting you mix AI-generated clips with real footage seamlessly. Now let's highlight why this tool is not just useful but essential. In a world where content consumption is increasing exponentially, the ability to produce high-quality video faster gives you a competitive edge. Attention spans are short, and people scroll past average visuals, but they stop for realism and motion that feels human. Sora 2 enables that level of engagement at scale. It also empowers people who previously couldn't afford professional production to express ideas visually, closing the gap between imagination and execution. That's why it's not only for creators, but for educators, engineers, marketers, and storytellers alike. The importance of learning Sora 2 early can't be overstated. Just as early YouTube creators or TikTok innovators gained massive followings by mastering tools ahead of others, those who adapt to generative video now will shape the next wave of online content. Think of it as the camera of the AI age, the instrument that translates thought into motion. The creators behind Sora 2, a team of visual researchers and machine learning engineers at OpenAI, envisioned a world where storytelling becomes universal, where every person can become a director without needing gear or a studio. The tool was named Sora, meaning sky in Japanese, to symbolize open possibility, and version 2 extends that freedom with realism that borders on indistinguishable from film. Before you finish this video, remember one thing. Sora 2 isn't just another AI demo. It is a shift in how we communicate visually. If you learn how to use it now, you can build an advantage that others will only discover months later. Start by experimenting. Type something simple. Watch how it brings your words to life. Then push further. Make your brand stories, your music videos, your digital ads, your training modules. Each generation will teach you something new about the tool and about how imagination can be engineered. The key to mastery isn't complexity, it's curiosity. So stay till the end, try it yourself, and see how powerful your words can become when they turn directly into motion. The future of video creation is no longer about owning a camera, it is about owning an idea. And with Sora 2, that idea can finally move, breathe, and speak, just the way you envisioned it.